Hello friends, welcome to another video. I got really good feedback on the other one, so I want to continue this. Today though, we're going to do something on the other spectrum. So last one we did was working on a peak pose, and there will be more videos like that to come. But today I wanted to back up a little bit and come to and work with a beginner's flow. So this video is designed for anyone who has heard about yoga, but has been a little bit too intimidated to go to a large class or the gym to get it started. So there's absolutely nothing you need for this video. I have blocks here, but a stack of books or a pillow or nothing at all. So I also have a mat, but if you don't have a mat at home, don't worry. Maybe just a clean floor space in which you can sit comfortably, move around a bit. We will stand up, sit down, but generally speaking, very slow and just step-by-step process here. So just enough to create some space, take a time out mentally, physically, maybe even emotionally, and just move. Get back into our bodies, get back into our breath. And that's the full intention of this. So if you have a regular practice and you just also want a time out, would be super honored and would love for you to join us. Otherwise, go ahead and hit pause for a moment, get yourself comfy, put yourself up with the phone or your computer, or whatever it is you're watching this video on, in a space in which you can see it comfortably without turning your head too much. And we will begin. So when you're ready, go ahead and come to, I like to sit on my knees. This for me is quite comfortable. So come to a kneeling position. If sitting on your knees is too much, you can put a pillow or a block or some books underneath. Just somewhere, or any seat is perfectly fine. So yoga is not about a physical shape within your body. It's not about mimicking me or doing what I'm doing. It's about breathing and tuning into yourself and your body and different sensations that will or may not come up during the practice. So we're just going to find a comfortable seat, whatever that looks like for you. We may have a little bit of dog noise in the background because, let's be real, we're all at home and that's just life. So go ahead and find a comfortable seat. Hands can go on your lap, palms up or palms down, but go ahead and take a couple of shoulder rolls just to roll them back all the way. Feel what that feels like, moving your shoulders around. And roll your shoulders all the way back. Feel your shoulder blades come together behind your spine. Take a deep inhale through your nose and then open your mouth together. We'll sigh out. And as you sigh out, feel gravity shift. Right, so we're going to inhale, lift the shoulders, expand the ribs, feel the belly rise, feel the whole body become wide and spacious. And then a nice long exhale, feel your shoulders drop down, feel your body relax, but keep your spine straight. Just all the muscles surrounding your skeletal structure soften. 2 more, inhale. Exhale. Last inhale. This time as you exhale, let go of any tension or thoughts or energies that might be clinging around, hanging around, and just feel that sense of drawing inwards as your body softens and you begin to relax into your comfortable seat. Just a few more breaths on your own here. In through the nose and out through the nose. In yoga, we breathe through the nose. It's a very cleansing breath. We allow the nostrils to do their part in cleaning the air in and out of the nose. Take one more full inhale. Just listen to your body. Close your eyes even maybe and start to visualize your breath flowing in and out of your nose. Feel your body move with the power of your breath, even though everything else is completely still. One more full inhale. And a long sigh out, exhale. Very beautiful. So if you're not already, go ahead and make your way to a comfortable cross-legged seat. For me, I like to elevate my hips up on a block. If you could see what I see, my dog is sitting there looking at me as the audience. Oh, here she comes. So we're going to find a comfortable seat, and we're just going to take a few breaths together. So reach your fingers out really wide. Reach your fingers out really wide and go ahead and stretch, reach all the way up. Inhale, find the sky. Bring the palms to touch here. And then as you exhale, start to draw your palms down the center midline of your body, releasing at the bottom. We're going to use breath to balance out the flow. So take a big inhale and a long exhale. Now it's important that you move with your breath and not mine. So if your breath is faster, your arms will move up faster. If your breath is slower, your arms will move slower. So as a yoga teacher, we are guides. We're here to help you move through your journey. But it's your responsibility, whether on a virtual class or a full class. I can't really help but laugh. For those of you who know me, my husband is in the back, and to get the dog to come over, he just clanked the bowl, so if that's what you heard. This is all a new experience, so let's just enjoy the ride. Take one more, inhale. As I was saying, it's your responsibility to listen to your body. And if there's any position or pose that we move into, feel free to leave it completely. By no means is this a practice in which you have to do a specific shape to get a specific outcome. This is more about listening to body and breath and tuning in on the inside and tuning out the external world. So take one more full inhale, reach your arms all the way up, and then go ahead and drop your arm over, reaching all the way up with that right side body extending up and over, and just feeling the stretch down the entire right side. If your head is feeling heavy, go ahead and drop your ear to your shoulder. Keep your shoulder rolling down the back. And then inhale, come back up to center as we go the other way. See if we can keep the shoulders parallel, so one stacked directly on top of the other. And then see if we can keep that left hip grounded down towards the earth. And then come all the way back up to center, reach both hands up. We're going to take a gentle twist, so taking left hand behind the body, right hand to the top of that left knee. Inhale, and then exhale, go ahead and start to wring out your spine, gently looking over your shoulder. Full belly breathing. You'll notice in the twist, the breath becomes restricted. And then inhale, head comes back to center. Let's go ahead and reach the arms all the way up one more time. Exhale, let's go the other way. Maybe Lexi will have her own YouTube yoga channel here shortly. You guys can follow that. Inhale. Exhale. Comes back to shoulders, we unravel. Inhale, go ahead and reach all the way up. And if you're sitting on a block or elevated hips like I am, be mindful here, but we're going to hold on and reach the arms forward and send the bum back. Continuing to lengthen through the spine, bring the hands down to the floor. Inhale, heart moves forward. Exhale, slowly start to round the spine, tuck the chin, come into a gentle forward fold here. And if your knees are quite high, maybe you're not folding all the way down, maybe you're just placing the hands, just rounding the spine a little bit to stretch out the spinal column. Deep belly breathing. In through the nose, out through the nose. That same sensation of body expanding on the inhale and relaxing on the exhale. Curl the hands all the way back up. Awesome. Let's continue on. Maybe you're starting to feel a little bit kind of loosey-goosey now and getting warmed up for the rest of our practice. Let's go ahead and come into a tabletop. So we're going to stack the hips directly over the knees. Hands come just a little bit wider than shoulders, but generally right below the shoulders. And then we're going to keep the neck nice and long here and keep the tailbone reaching. So what happens, we like to arch the spine, and it feels really good. And this is called cow pose, as we gaze our shoulders back, maybe our head up. And then we're going to tuck the chin around the spine. You really use your hands to press through the floor. Inhale for cow. Exhale for cat. One more round. Inhale. Exhale. From here, go ahead and bring your toes to touch. Send your knees wide. Bring your sit bones down towards your heels. Walk your hands forward just enough so you can feel the melting of your body onto the floor. I like to take my forearms, cross them over, and place my head onto the back of my hands. And this is child's pose. Just a few breaths here. And if any time during your practice or practice that we have together, or actually any time during your day, you can come into this pose. It's a very nurturing, very calming pose. And by placing your forehead on the backs of the hands or supporting your head, it allows your mind to have a point of focus, if just for a millisecond. So go ahead and relax your head anywhere that you can. One more full inhale here. Exhale. And again, we're going to extend the arms forward, making a number 11 with the forearms. And then tuck your chin around your spine. Let's come all the way back up into that tabletop. And then from here, let's go ahead and send your right leg all the way to the back. Extend it out. Try to keep your right hip rolling down, baby toe reaching down towards the earth. And again, we don't want to dip the lower back like in cow pose. We want to find a very neutral spine. So shoulders rolling back, crown of the head reaching forward, toes fanning, reaching the floor. Full breaths here. Maybe we start to extend the left arm forward. This is an option, but never required. Reaching leg up, arm up, next to ear. And then exhale, place the hand down, knee down towards the floor. Send the bum back, extend the arms forward. Inhale, rolling forward once again. Let's find that same shape, the other side. So neutral spine, tailbone tucked, shoulders rolling back, long back of the neck. Extending left leg back, toes rolling down, hips staying square. A few breaths here. And again, if you took that extra challenge on the other side, go ahead and reach your left arm forward. Make sure your thumb is facing up as if you're going to shake the hand of someone out in front of you. Social distance, maybe we can tap elbows. Just kidding, too soon. Inhale. Exhale, go ahead and ground your hand, bring the leg back, and sit your sit bones back. Let's add on to that just a little bit, come back into your tabletop. So you can stay there, that was fine. If you want to add on a little bit more, feel free to come with. Extending that left leg back or right leg back again, toes rolling down. Left arm reaches forward, inhale. If you want to challenge your balance a little bit, go ahead and start to bring your elbow and knee to touch below your body. Press out of that right shoulder and round your spine. Inhale sends it back. Let's try it one more time. Exhale. Inhale to extend. And then bring it down once again. Other side. We're just going to basically take each step and build a little bit farther on that. So if any step is a little bit farther than you want to go today, stay in the one previous. And then as we continue to practice and continue to build, we'll move to the next step. Left leg extends back, right arm forward. Deep breath in, exhale, start to bend elbow and knee. Pressing out of this left shoulder, rounding the spine and hugging the knees to touch below the body. Inhale, sends it all the way back out. Hand down. Oh, we did it twice. Reach out. Exhale, let's bring it in again. Inhale, reach out. Exhale, brings it down. Beautiful. Bring the sit bones back. If you want to find child's pose, we'll move right on to the next pose. So we're going to get a little bit more technical here. And again, it's about breathing into your body, listening to the shape you're making. We're listening to your body within the shape you're making. So let's reach that right leg back. And then we're gonna bring the knee in, and we're gonna get that right foot to the outside of the right hand. So from the front, we look something like this. So from here, we're gonna go ahead and take that right hand to the top of the right knee and start to roll the body around the spine. Maybe taking a look over your right shoulder, finding length in the spine as we wring it out. Left shoulder is gonna draw back and down your spine. And then exhale, bring the hand to the floor. And I'll face you for this one. We're just gonna lift it up, send it back, and bring it down. Let's try the left side. Left side extends back. We're gonna start to bend the knee, hug it in, and we're gonna step the foot to the outside. If your foot doesn't go to the outside, go ahead and grab hold of it and help it out. That's just something that takes time in building into the hip flexors. So we're gonna go ahead and stack that left hand on top of the left knee. Yours might be opposite of mine by now. Rolling shoulders back, lengthening spine. It's always important to take a few extra breaths into your pose and just allow the pose to arrive into your body. Sometimes the first time we get into a space, our body wants to fight us. It's not understanding where we want it to go. So rather give it some time, send it back, come back to tabletop. And we're gonna do that one more side at a time on the right side. Show you from the side. We're gonna inhale, send that foot back. We're gonna exhale, step the foot to the outside of the hand. Then we're gonna start to crawl the hands forward as we come to the top of that left knee. So it's into a low runner's lunge variation. And then as we stay here, we're gonna breathe the heart forward, long spine. Beautiful. And then we're gonna walk the hands back to neutral. So take the right hand once again. Maybe this time instead of the knee, we reach the hand all the way up to the sky. Another twist, and if you would like and it feels comfortable, go ahead and drop your hips here and lean into that twisted lunge. And then exhale, come all the way back. Send that foot all the way to the back of the room, or the back of your space, and then bring the foot down. Left side, inhale. Exhale, step it forward. Walk the hands forward, find that little bit of low lunge here, working into those tight hip flexors, a little bit of hamstring on the left side. Always rolling shoulders back and down, creating space for your heart and your lungs to move with breath. Awesome. And then we're going to walk the hands back. And again, either taking that left hand to the top of the knee or reaching it all the way up. Stack shoulders, stack wrists, roll the shoulders down the spine and reach for the sky with energized fingertips. And if you're comfortable here and want to do that, let the other side go ahead and lunge into the hips, finding a twisted low runner's lunge. Soften and relax your jaw and your eyebrows and your face. Typically when we want to release energy rather than letting it go completely, it just moves through the body and ends up in another space in which we were not aware of. So go ahead and bring your hands back down, send that leg all the way back, and let's find child's pose once again. Go ahead and roll your wrists out a little bit, especially if you're not used to putting your hands on the floor. Make sure you're spreading your hands really wide in these grounded poses. Every time your hands come to the floor, spread them really wide. Make a giant high five to your mat. Just keep the energy rolling through the wrist rather than getting stuck into the wrist by sending it through the fingertips. Come back up to neutral. Let's go ahead and walk the right foot forward. This time we're going to come to a forward fold. So use your momentum if you need to, or tuck that left toe and just step it forward outside of your right hand. So forward folds in yoga are a bit of a deceiving thing, right? Everyone thinks that we need to straighten our legs to touch our toes, which is incredibly not true. So keep your knees bent as much as you need to. Never worry about straightening your legs, always worrying about what feels good in your body. And in this forward fold, we're going to tuck the chin, lengthen through the spine, the back of the neck. Knees are soft, but my weight you'll see is in the balls of my feet shifting forward. So my bum isn't too far back, but more stacked over my ankles. And I'm just going to kind of dangle here, calling ragdoll. Grab hold of opposite elbows, belly connected to thigh. Long, deep breaths. A gentle sway from side to side if that feels right. Almost like a soft breeze in the room or rocking sensation. Take one more full inhale, draw your shoulders up and away from your ears. And then exhale, release your hands. We're going to start to heel toe the feet together. Keep the knees gently bent so your hands can stay grounded here. So we're in a nice, compact, tight little ball. And then we're just going to tuck the chin, press through the feet, and start to unravel the spine. Keep your arms dangle. Come all the way up. Draw your shoulders up to your ears. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, drop them down. Let's take 2 giant shoulder rolls forward. And 2 giant shoulder rolls back. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and heel toe the feet to the top of the mat. Big toes touching. Spread your toes out really wide. Get a nice solid foundation here, nice solid base. And then our basic standing pose, let's walk through that just a little bit. There's a lot going on in a standing pose. It might look like we're just standing, but there's a lot of energy moving through the body. So let's talk about that for a minute. So we're going to press the big toes, that mound of the big toe, right down into the earth. And then see if we can equally distribute the weight into the baby toe mound side of your foot. And then left and right is equally balanced. Heel and ball of foot equally balanced. So just in the feet alone in the foundation, there's a lot going on. From there, we're going to draw the kneecaps up, squeezing the thigh muscles together. Take the tailbone down, hips lift up, the front of the hips lift up, and then connect the lower ribs down towards the hips. So we want a really straight spine in our standing pose. We're going to roll the shoulders back. Take your chin parallel to the earth. Take the palms of your hands, face them forward, thumbs face out, navel still drawing in, and we go mind all the way back down to the feet, and once again, restack up from our foundation. Crown of the head grows tall, shoulders stay down, and here is our standing pose. Super active, everything is squeezing in towards midline. Let's take a nice long inhale, reach the hands up, keep the body still though. Try to fight the urge of leaning back, but keep the ribs tucking into the hips. Keep the ribs tucking into the hips. And maybe for this one, let's keep the arms apart. So your hands are reaching above the shoulders. It looks like this from the front. So again, we're keeping tailbone in, keeping ribs tucked in, lower ribs tucked in, and we're reaching, extending up as if we're going to go ahead and grab onto the ceiling. Shoulders draw down the back though. This is a very common thing to want to do. Go ahead and take the shoulders all the way down your back. See how much space that created. Deep breath. Hands to heart center. It's a lot of work just to stand in yoga, right? Never mind straight legs and touching your toes. So we're going to add on to that a little bit and kind of put the 2 pieces together, what we did on the floor, and then a little bit of standing. So let's go ahead and stand and reach all the way up. Keep your shoulders down your back. See if we can ground the right foot, and just for fun, let's pick that left heel up off the floor and ground the toe. Maybe this is enough. Maybe we can flex the foot and pull the foot all the way up. Maybe we can even draw the knee in towards the chest. Standing on one leg, reaching arms up. If you really want to challenge your balance, go ahead and look up towards your hands. Nice. And then exhale, go ahead and swing that foot to the back. Make sure that this front knee stays over your toes. Drop down onto that back knee and bring your hands down to the mat. As you see, we've been in this spot before. So go ahead and we're going to start to straighten into that front leg just a little bit. Now, if you have tight hamstrings, we're not going to go very far in this. You'll notice your spine is going to want to arch to compensate. So go ahead and flatten your back and bend your knee rather. It's the idea of sending your bum to the back of the room. Hi, Lexi. Lexi loves yoga, by the way. It's quite silly. And then we're going to go ahead and reach forward, lunge into that front hip, ground the left hand, take the right hand all the way up, give it a twist. Always energizing. Anytime the fingers are in the air, shoot them to the farthest point. And then exhale, bring the hand back down. We're going to take this front knee to the back. And we're going to bring the bum back, extend the arms forward. Inhale, roll forward. Take that right foot once again back in between the hands. And then we're going to tuck the back toe. Lift the knee, come into a low runner's lunge, fingers to the floor. If the floor is too far away here, this isn't working, keep that back knee lifted. We're going to meet at the top of the mat, so we're going to bring the back foot forward into our fold. So maybe for you, you lift the knee, maybe you keep it bent. We're just going to step the feet together at the top. Inhale. We're going to peel the chest forward, so knees stay nice and bent here. Peel the chest forward, shoulders back. Exhale, fold, tuck the chin. Bend the knees more around the spine. Slowly start to rise. All the way up, back into our standing position. So roll the shoulders back and down. Start with your foundation. Plug the heels down, the balls of the feet down. Draw the knees up. Tailbone tuck, pelvis lifts. Lower ribs tuck, shoulders loop up and back, palms face out. Awesome, let's do the other side. Inhale, go ahead and reach all the way up. Exhale, soften your knees, hands to heart. Oh, we did a yoga teacher fail. Inhale, reach up. There's one in every class. And then go ahead and lift that right heel up off the floor. Yeah, then we did the other side. Challenge it. Bring the knee in. And then we're just going to step the foot all the way back and down. Hands to the mat. So now we're back into that lunge. Start to straighten into that left leg. Send your bum back. Inhale, come forward. Reach up, find that twist. Energize fingers, reach for the sky. And then bring the hands back to the ground. We're going to step forward from here. So bend that back leg. Maybe lift the knee, maybe leave it grounded. Bring the right foot to meet the left at the top. Inhale, shoulders back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, slowly rise, come all the way up. Let's flow through that again one more time. Left side heel lifts. Maybe the toe. Exhale, step to the back of the mat. Maybe bring the hands to heart center. Maybe bring them just straight down. Bend the knee. Inhale, heart forward. And if you want to advance your practice and you're ready for it, go ahead and leave that back knee lifted. So we're in our low runner's lunge. Inhale, heart forward. And if you have it lifted, we're going to start to straighten into that front leg, into our pyramid pose. But if this is a lot going on and we have a very round spine to compromise, and drop the back knee down and keep lengthening tailbone back, heart forward. So your choice, here or here. Always lengthening down, finding space in your spine is really yoga's number one space. Hamstrings come, shoulders will relax, the muscles will stretch in time, but spine is what we always want to keep an eye on. Inhale, bend forward. We're going to step right into our fold at the top of the mat. Bend your knees, stand all the way up. And then draw in. Standing on the left leg now. Exhale, send it back, maybe hands to heart, maybe hands to floor. And dropping into that knee if you wanted to, or leaving it lifted. And then exhale, straightening into the front leg. Inhale brings it forward, stepping right into the top of the mat, half a lift. Flat back, heart pulls forward, knees are bent here, really getting into that spine. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, ground through the feet, come all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. All right, one more time, and then we're going to add in one more flow, and then we'll bring it down. So inhale, reach all the way. Exhale, knee in. Step it back. Hands to the ground. Find your twist. Now reach that hand up. Exhale brings the hand down. So let's work into our warrior pose. Go ahead and drop that left heel to the ground. So already we're going to stretch into that left hip flexor. Walk your right hand around to the inside of your right knee. And then reach your left hand forward. So we're in a side angle pose from here. Just a variation of it. And again, listen to your body. There's another way to get into this if that's too much on your hips. It's dropping your knee down and spinning your shin parallel to the short edge of your mat. And then we'll come up into our warrior two variation, extending and reaching through your fingertips, shoulders parallel, arms parallel. And then we're really working this knee out and over that baby toe. Beautiful. From here, let's come back into our kneeling pose, or if you are, your low lunge. And then go ahead and step back into plank with the knees down. Awesome. Sit bones back. One more round at the other side. So come forward. Tuck your toes. Bring your right leg forward, left leg forward. Inhale, hard forward. Exhale to fold. Inhale, stand all the way up. Reach up. Hands to heart. Other side. Reaching up. Sending it back. Maybe arms reach out and open. Exhale, hands down. Maybe the knee grounds. Maybe we reach up. Beautiful. Exhale, bringing the hand to the inside of the foot. And if you're on that back foot, we're going to spin the inner arch down. If you're on the knee, we're going to spin the shin parallel to the short edge and reach up and stretch. From here, coming right into that side angle, bringing your arm forward. And then come all the way up into either warrior two variation or your full warrior. Extends that heel down. Make sure that back foot is grounded, baby toe grounded, left knee reaching out. We want this thigh to work to be parallel to the earth, but we don't want to compromise that back foot lifting. Then bring the hands down, either on the knee or the toe. We're going to come forward into our half a lift. Exhale, fold it down. Bend your knees a lot. Round your spine. Press the earth away. Come all the way up. Shoulders up, back, and down. Beautiful. So let's go ahead and work into a downward facing dog. Just a small little flow. Just to talk about downward dog for a minute. It's an upside down V. Your arms are a little bit wider than your shoulders. And again, a nice flat hand here. So make a big high five down onto the mat. Spread the fingers wide. And then we want to send the hips up and back, but we don't need straight legs. So we don't want a U shape, we want a V shape. So we're going to come forward onto our hands and knees. Tuck the toes under, and your body should be fairly in line with where it needs to be as it is from the shape. So as we tuck the toes under, we're going to press out of the shoulders, coming into a rounded spine, and go ahead and hover the knees right up off the mat. You can feel there's a bit of core strength going on here, navel pulling to spine, tailbone round, and then release it back down. So we're going to move from there into our downward facing dog. Tuck the knees, or hover the knees. Go ahead and lift the sit bones up as if you're being hoisted by your hips. And then you can see my heels are lifted here. My chest is moving towards my thighs. So if you take a close look at my feet, my heels are lifted, going up my legs, my knees are bent, and my bum is reaching up and back. And what you can't see is my thighs spinning parallel in towards each other. And then slowly we start to melt the heels down. So we don't want to be up on the toes. We want to melt the heels all the way down towards the earth. Now still paying attention to your hands, spread the fingers wide. The eyes of the elbows roll towards each other and then towards the front. Taking your shoulder blades and rotating them away from each other and sliding them down your back. It's a lot going on for a first downward facing dog, and that might be just enough. So go ahead and take it. Knees down, inhale, heart forward. Exhale, round your spine. Bring big toes to touch, knees wide, and melt yourself down into your child's pose. Maybe crossing the arms, letting the head rest. A downward facing dog is a very basic inversion. in which you drop your head below your heart. So it's very important. It is a practice that takes, it is a pose that takes a lot of practice and being comfortable having your head below your heart for a length of time. It also takes a lot of strength in the shoulders and the hands and the arms to keep the body moving towards your thighs. And it takes a little bit of length in the hamstrings to really open up and feel the full body yawn of that pose. So if that was your first downward facing dog, please feel free to give yourself a pat on the back. It was a very first step advancing pose. From here, let's go ahead and stretch it out. Come forward, round your spine a bit, ground the hands, come down to your seat. Let's extend the feet long ways out in front of you. If this is really tight on your hamstrings, it's always nice to have a nice little pillow to place under your knees or maybe under your sit-bones or your bum. Give yourself a little bit of a lift. Find a little bit of a length, so make sure the pelvis is rotating forward. We're just going to reach the arms all the way up. Feel the stretch in the side body. Inhale. And then keep your arms in line with your ears as you start to hinge forward. So there's a rotation of the pelvis that's moving the body forward and the legs almost as if they're sliding back. Bring the hands down to the mat. Roll your shoulders back. Inhale, lengthen your heart forward. And then exhale, feel free to tuck your chin here, round your spine, bring your forehead down towards your thighs. Don't worry about how far you go. This is perfectly fine as long as you're getting a deep stretch down the entire length of the backside of the body. Soles of the feet, backs of the legs, lower spine, upper spine, crown of the head, all reaching and extending. And your gaze, your thoughts are inward, folding in on yourself. Go ahead and walk your hands back below your shoulders, tuck your chins, come all the way up. And then we're just going to draw the left foot in towards the right shin. Now for me, I like to have a block under that knee, just to keep it from bouncing around or being too up in the air. I talked about fingers reaching out, always having energy, always supporting any body that's floating in air. So inhale, reaching forward, extending over that leg. Awesome. Inhale, coming all the way back up. Let's go ahead and take the left foot up and over the right. So we really want to push through the ball of that right foot, energizing this entire right leg. We're going to hug the left foot in as much as we can and getting that shin as close to the body as possible. Go ahead and reach out, maybe both arms, and give that knee a nice hug. This is option A. If this is a little bit, this might be enough for you. If you want to go a little bit farther, we can reach back. So let's go ahead and just reach back with that left arm. Right arm comes forward. It really hugs that knee in. Sit up nice and tall here and twist towards your bent knee side. Just a gentle little twist. Feeling the belly press against the thigh, finding that connection. Little massage of your internal organs, your digestive system. Then inhale, coming all the way back up. Let's bring the soles of the feet to touch for a moment, taking the thumbs to the inner arches of your feet. Roll your shoulders back, sit up nice and tall. Inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and fold yourself down. Tucking your chin and rounding your spine once again. Inhale to come up. You can keep your right foot bent as you extend your left leg all the way out. If you use the support under that knee on the other side, feel free to grab that here. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall. Exhale, start to walk the body forward over that extended leg. We're actively wrapping that right knee down towards the floor. So you really want an opening in that right hip. And then pressing through the left ball of the foot, toes reaching up. A gentle gaze towards your piggies, making no judgment. And inhale to come all the way back up once again. We're going to step the bent knee over the straight leg. And again, any variation of this is fine. We're hugging the knee towards the body. You should feel a nice stretch in that outer right hip. And then bring the hand behind, navel in, sit up nice and tall. Hug that knee in and start to twist your body around the bent leg or in the direction of. And then gently unravel. Go ahead and place both knees on the floor. Hands come to side, the sit bones come all the way forward. We'll take a boat pose for our first little bit of core engagement. So go ahead and put your feet on the floor. Roll the shoulders up, sit back, and maybe your fingertips become light. Or we can gently lean back on those fingers and lift the shins parallel to the earth. I think my toes got cut off the thing. We can lift the shins parallel to the earth. Just so you know, I'm not resting my feet on anything. If you want a little bit more, your arms can reach forward, but try and keep a flat back here. Try not to round your spine. Also, try not to drop your head back, but rather tuck your chin and become nice and tall in your spine. Beautiful. Drop the feet down, sit bones forward. We're going to go ahead and roll all the way down. So arms come forward, round your spine, tuck your chin, come all the way down. Once we get to the ground, hug the knees into the chest. Open your arms like a capital T, and then drop your knees over towards your right side. And again, if you have that block and support, you want to make this a bit more passive, you can place that in between your knees. Take your gaze to the ceiling, or maybe over your opposite arm. Take a few breaths here. Notice any space that's been created within your body, your mind. Notice any sensations and what you might feel like. And then notice any emotions or thoughts that continuously arrive. Oftentimes when we work into different parts of the body, different thoughts show up. Same as tucking your chin and rounding your spine, hugging the knees in, makes breathing very difficult and constricted. Therefore increases blood pressure and stress levels. Relaxing your shoulders back and down, opening the heart and the airways, we can breathe nice and easy, and those stress levels immediately disappear. Go ahead and grab the block if you did the other side, or your pillow. And take a gentle twist the other way, maybe even dropping your head over the opposing arm. Feel your body melt into the floor. Relax every area that you can relax with your mind. In the areas that are more difficult, take your mind's eye there and see if you can breathe into those spaces. So imagine your breath reaching all the way into those spaces. And as it does, and as you breathe out, feeling the tension just leave with your breath. Bringing the head back to center, knees come back to center. Nice tight hug and a squeeze one more time around your shins. And then we're going to meet in our final pose, Shavasana. Go ahead and extend your legs out, your arms out, lie on your spine. I like to take my hands behind my head and almost lengthen my crown of my head out. Take a gaze down your body, make sure it's straight. And just by doing that, makes my neck and my head feel so much farther down my body. Relax the arms out to the side. Let the feet flop in whichever way they would like to flop. Allow your breath to soften and allow your body to relax in this stillness. And for the next few moments, I invite you to be completely still with me. We'll close this class and this video as any other class, so I will bring you out of your Shavasana. Just take a few moments in silence to reflect and to rest and just notice any changes within the body, physically, subtly, or emotionally. And if any thoughts start to walk into your mind, try not to force them out. I find that by just acknowledging them as thoughts and setting them on the next cloud in the sky and letting them drift away works best for me in a busy mind. ahead and slowly start to come back into your breath. Take a full inhale, feel your chest expand, your belly rise, feel your whole body become light with air. Open mouth, sigh out, exhale. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe make a fist and squeeze your feet together. And then stretch your palms and the soles of your feet in all directions. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Take a full body yawn. Reach, reach, reach. Exhale, soften. And very gently start to walk your knees in towards your chest. And then we're going to roll over onto our left side. Use your left arm as a pillow. Take another moment of rest just to slowly come back into our external world and the space around us. Take one more inhale here. Exhale, side out. Using your right hand, keeping your eyes closed and your head heavy, gently start to bring yourself all the way out into your cross-legged seat. Still remaining eyes closed, go ahead and draw your palms together, placing your thumbs at your own heart. Take a deep inhale through your nose. Exhale, open mouth, side out. I invite you now in this beautiful space that you've created to set an intention for the remainder of your day, or your evening, or maybe even the entire week ahead. It's important to set an intention at the end of a yoga practice as our mind is clear and focused, our body is calm, and we can be clear with our intention and our thought. And the more often that we set that intention, the more clear we can become in the direction in which we are to go and to be. And gently tuck your chin as you honor yourself, your physical body, honor your emotions, your thoughts, and the space around. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I look forward to virtually seeing you again soon. Namaste.